Hello. Today is day 46 of the 75-day Spirit Baby Devotional, and I am Jezreel. I am the Spirit Baby Auntie. I am a sacred birth worker and Spirit Baby medium. And hey, I'm really, I guess, a little winded. Today has been very eventful for me. And just transformative. Feels like a big transition. Um, and the reason being is that I rehomed all my little seedlings. I started some seeds a little while ago, and they've all been so ready to be rehomed. And my husband built the beds today, and we went on and filled them up and put our babies in there, and we're just gonna see what happens. Last year we had one bed, and we were growing watermelon, one of them was zucchini. They were loofah and cucumbers, a big old corn stalk. I had a hibiscus plant. We had so much stuff in there, and some marigolds. And this year, we definitely didn't put as much in each bed, so that's exciting. To give the plant babies the room that they need. I am pulling from the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck. I've gotten 2 cards out. Not gonna be here long. I would like to go take a shower, eat, watch a little My Hero Academia with my baby, and get my little baby out the bathtub so he can close out his evening too. So the first card that came out was the Joy card, which is a big thing when it comes to embracing pregnancy and becoming a new mom. There's the joy aspect. I feel like there is a big content, I guess, pool of, advocacy and things to be mindful of, and all the logistics that goes into parenthood. But one of the biggest things that I want to emphasize is the joy. Like, you have every right to be happy, excited. A new change, like, is underfoot. So I'm gonna show the joy card. To baby nursing with Mother Gaia. And this is called Asase. Yeah. Asase, yeah. And it's joy. This is number 16. And it came out upright. And the other card that came out was facing down. And the card facing down was rage, which is Medusa. I was journaling today, and I was really present in my now. And there were just so many things that, wow, joy and rage. There were just so many things that were really, I guess, targeting a irritation that feels like it's been lodged. And maybe you can relate. Lodged in my being. And when I was writing, I acknowledged that if it's been lodged and I am on this path of being with my full expression of self, my authentic self, that if I don't want the rage or the irritation or the grumpiness in me, that I have to feel those feelings fully, truthfully, so they can find their exit. They're being felt to be released. They're being felt to be seen. And that just is really special. And yeah. And then also, so I had this ideology around nesting. I feel as though it came about because I was just like, I was walking downstairs and I was just looking around like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do this and this and this before I can, I guess, bleed. I believe my bleed is on her way. I'm not sure yet. It's been a while since I've had a bleed. And I believe that has everything to do with really being with myself after the miscarriage and just so many different life changes. But I feel the energy coming on and just unfolding. And my husband sprayed my son with a water gun while he's in the bathtub. Oh my gosh, that caught me off guard. Where was I? So many life changes, and I just felt the energy of nesting. And I usually feel that energy in my luteal phase as I'm approaching my bleed. So we gonna see how it turns out. Moving forward in that nesting energy. Okay, yes. So you've probably heard of nesting when it comes to like new moms as they're preparing to birth. But another thing that came up today is while I was journaling, I was looking outside my window. And as I was looking outside my window, I saw this bird. It flew in and landed. It hopped around the yard, hopped around the garden bed, and then it hopped in the garden bed. And when I look, it's collecting like straw. And I have some old coconut core or the coconut something. They usually line like a metal basket, and it's like falling apart, and there's pieces down in the bed. So I'm watching this bird collect all these pieces, and it has a full mouth. And then it jumps up on top of my trellis, and then it flies away. And I was like, now that's really special. That is bringing me to this feeling of I have everything that I need right now in order to release, or in order to emerge, in order to birth this next cycle, my baby, whenever I am to have another baby. To birth myself, to be reborn, because every day that I show up here, I feel like I'm re-emerging as another version of myself in general. But this is my nest. I have all that I have right here. And if I look at my nest with fresh eyes, then what can I do with that, you know? Yeah. And that was just really special. That was really special. And I want to talk about how, when it comes into rage, there is so many things that you can channel your rage to just make change. I think that's a big thing about parenthood or just being human, is this hierarchy of which emotions are more valid, which we've talked about here. And rage is one of the ones where it's so sacred because it's a certain type of passion. And there's nothing bad about passion. Now, you do have choices to make, and you do have the responsibility of channeling your passion. And that's when it comes into being of service, pouring your life into your why. Your why. Looking to your rage with curiosity as to what fuels me and lights a fire in me. And like just living in our society, it's not something that is just like, oh, why would you be rageful? Like, there are things to genuinely be angry about. Being a woman who wants total control of her sovereignty when we live in a patriarchal society, a patriarchal just paradigm. There's a lot of people who operate out of a very toxic, masculine, colonial, toxic way of being. And it's something to be angry about because the product of it is never really great. Especially when women's sovereignty is on the line. Or just if you're new to learning of her story, when you sit and you really listen to it, one of the things that really pissed me off completely was just that there are populations, generations of lost wisdom whole civilizations of women massacred because of a man's fear of them, a man's need to control them, a man's lack of ability to really understand them and need to say who's in charge, I suppose. That really made me upset because it's just like, it's a deep grief. Like, I'm a descendant of the witch y'all didn't burn. However, my sister was burned. Like, that's the kind of feeling I get. Like, civilizations of women that bleed, civilizations of women that connect to the earth, civilizations of women with wisdom burned, lost to a man's greed is really wild. And it's something to be really angry about when you look back at it, and then you get to bring it all the way back into today's life, today's reality. And you can see modern witch hunts, modern ways in which women are chosen to belittle, chosen to humiliate, chosen to burn, even metaphorically. And I think that's a big gist of why being a sacred birth worker and leaning into joy matters so much to me. Because where there is joy, there is focus on what you do want. And that just is. That really just is. Yeah, so where there is joy, where there is happiness, where there is positivity, where there is channeled joy and sacredly channeled rage, big shit can change. And that just is. And that's what I have today. If you yourself are in the Atlanta area and you would like to hire me as your doula, my discovery call link is in the bio below. And I also have a free ebook, and it is ready and available. You just have to click the link and sign up for it, and it'll be right in your email. It is called Held While You Bloom. It is a nurturing guide for you to reflect and really turn inward, to really be present with what you need and what you need in order to feel held while you bloom. And lastly, we have a Spirit Baby tribe on Facebook. It is called Spirit Baby Connect. The link is around there. Go ahead and click it. Join us over there. Introduce yourself. And yeah, that is it. I'm about to go eat.